All right, this is your boy Jug out with Red Guard video. Okay, so I'm gonna be looking here a little bit at some strategy that you can use to increase your score. All right, so we're gonna be talking about personal high score and alliance high score, and basically. So first, let's go into the event center. I don't generally try to get first place or even top three or whatever anymore. But let's see here. Let's go to view rewards. All right, so here we have the alliance. We have the alliance points rewards, alliance points ranking, and your individual ranking. Okay, so let's look at the alliance points. Alliance ranking. All right, so this is going to be talking about the last one, I believe. Bam got first, OPG, and W. Okay, so that's been kind of switching up. I'm not surprised with Bam because we're now pretty much a full alliance. I mean, there's a few farms in there, but it's mostly warm bodies, right? So let's go with individual ranking. Let's see here. Okay, so IDN Yadame. Okay, OPG. I'm not surprised there. Okay, so let's talk about how to get your personal, how do you get top three out of the kingdom as your own individual ranking. All right, well, here's how it's done. So if you look around me here, these right here are all my catacombs farms, okay? Most of them, there's only 5 troops in there, and I've thrown the troops out, right? So here's one of the camps, or there's virtually no troops in there, period. So these are just my catacombs farms. I don't really mess around with them so much anymore, and honestly, most of them are just too big. I'll probably end up not trading them for smaller farms with other people that want them as castles, right? I wouldn't do that. So let's talk about your own personal score. So if you see here, I'm reinforcing, sorry, all these different castles. Okay. So again, they're empty. So I'm going to be getting all the points from these castles. All right. So let's go to the alliance. All right. Territory. And other. No, sorry. Fortress. Go to the fortress. So on the right after on the 9th, red guard, right? So if you look here on the right hand side, it says level 1, it'll tell you what's coming next. All right, another place you can look at that is, I should at least get the basics down. All right, you click on the event center, click on the red guard. It tells you when the next wave is going to be coming. All right, next wave. So in order to get your personal high score, the best, right? It's something you more have to arrange with the alliance. Okay? And if you arrange it with your alliance, if they say, hey, yeah, we want you to get first place. Okay? So you can get the rewards, whatever the case may be. Okay? So what you'll basically be doing, you have to be closer to the alliance, right? So I'd have all my farms right around here, maybe towards the end, right? Towards the edge, I just have my farms surrounding me. Well, what I would do is I'd keep all my troops reinforced, and then on the ninth level 9 red guard, the 9th one, and the very last one, they're gonna get a call to arms to go to the fortress here. All right, the fortress is under attack or whatever, right? Or they're marching on the fortress. So you will send troops to garrison this one here. All right. No march available. So what you'll have to do is you have to call one of these back. Okay. And it's probably going to require a few speed ups, depending on how and where you're located. Because you want to make sure you get back to that farm so it doesn't get burned, and you want to make sure that you get back to your castle, right? For me, I've got so many troops that it really doesn't even matter. So And basically, I would recall. Let's just say the first one, right? I'd call that back. Send a boosted march, right? A boosted march to the Alliance fortress. And the less amount of people that send troops to that fortress, the more points you're going to get. Again, this is for me personally, this is it's a bit selfish, right? It should be more about the alliance getting their points, but this is the only way you can actually get first place in a fairly older kingdom or an older kingdom is to cheat the system. So it's the God's honest truth. It's the only way it works. So when you're going to the fortress, you're going to need two temporary wonders. Right, so I click here. I got the airship beacon. It's the only one I'm going to buy. I'm not going to waste money on it, right? So you click on the right underneath your profile. See, there's all your weapons and everything. See where that little beacon is there on the left. I click on that, and I go to the store. Same thing I showed in the wolf video. If you guys have watched it, Wolf Part 1, Kingdom Threat, and it basically tells you how to boost your march and get the most damage out of your hit possible. Some people do this during the kill event too. Okay, so you'll basically buy this temporary wonder here. Okay, and then you can buy. Let's see here. I mean, it really depends on how much gold you have. You can just buy the one for the whole month or 30 days or whatever. Let's just say you're doing it for just the one event. Okay, so this is 1 day. So I'm going to buy this one here. And this one here, the Hellfire Cannon. Okay. Obviously, I don't need those. I'm not doing this. But, okay, so this gives me an extra 15% to my health, troop attack, and troop defense. Okay. So I'm going to have this one, and I'm going to equip this one first when I march. But before I land on the fortress, again, I'm going to switch to this. All right, so you can look at that on my wolf video. I'll kind of explain a little bit more because you have to send a certain march that's going to do the most damage for PvE events, okay? Such as the wolf, red guard, maybe I'm missing one, but that's the gist of it, okay? So again, send with this one, and before it lands, make sure that one's set, okay? There are some other things you can do, but we're gonna stick with this right now, okay? So, all right, that's how to get your personal best score, right? But you've got to make sure that when you get back. You're probably gonna have to use a few speed ups or a little bit of gold, whatever, if you really want to get first place. You gotta speed your march back, and you gotta make sure you get back in the castle that you're reinforcing before the next wave comes, and then you do it again at the very last one. Okay, so it's gonna cost you a bit of gold. This is not really a free to play thing. You can. I've done it. I'd save up. I'd get a really good score, maybe usually top 3 in my alliance. And the people who I don't even want to say going against, it was more of a friendly competition thing. I was always pushing my friend Kata. I'd be like, "Oh, Kata, I beat you on that last hit," and she would, she would too. She'd go out and buy the March capacity beacon, all that stuff, and she'd go ham on the next run. And there was no way I was beating her, right? So she, and I stopped doing that because I didn't want her wasting gold for it, It was just one of those things. But it was a friendly competition. Same thing I had with my R5 for the wolf, like, she'd be like, "Oh, I forgot to do this." And sometimes we'd be so like trying to compete with each other that we'd forget one thing, right? Like we'd forget to switch the beast tab up or whatever, right? So that's how you get first place for yourself. Okay, so let's talk about how you get first place for. All right, well, actually, let's go ahead and go to the rewards. Red guard, fewer rewards. What reward do you actually get for first place? Okay, so let's go to individual ranking. Let's view. All right, so individual ranking reward. You get 100,000 for your hero, like the hero store fund, kind of like that, and 100,000 honor, right? So, honestly, these rewards are really outdated, like really outdated. I mean, for all the gold that you'd have to spend to get it. But I mean, the best thing about the yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not really worth it. I mean, 5,000 gold, I guess so, yeah. But I mean, you're gonna spend more gold than that getting it. It's more of like look at me, I got this, right? So I mean, honestly, if you're gonna give it to somebody, give it to somebody who needs it. That's my own personal opinion, you know. That's why, like, you'll notice as alliances get bigger, they'll say, you know, everybody only send this many people to the fort, right? But as kingdoms get older, sometimes it doesn't work because people just don't show up for events. It just all kind of depends on who's online and how many people there are, right? So, I mean, if you're talking about like our really big alliance, you know, let's say there's like 70 active people and 30 of them show up for the event. So you're going to have to adjust your marches to make sure that, you know, hopefully everybody can get into that fort. The thing is, a lot of people are just going to forget because this event takes a long time. That's why, you know, that it's the time to chat with your alliance, find out what's really going on, you know, this and that. So, all right, so that's talking about your individual highest score. Well, let's talk about how you get the highest score for your alliance. You know, and I'm talking about a smaller alliance beating a bigger one, okay, by being more prepared, okay. So what you would do, right? Um, let's go to the hive, right? So the alliance, territory, fortress, okay. So let's say this is your hive, okay, and you know you got all your big castles right here in the middle, okay. So what you do is you get each person in the alliance to send out a few, like I'd say even like quarter marches, you know. So if you got like 100,000 march, send 50,000 troops, right? You know, if you've got a 300,000 march, maybe just send like 70, whatever, right? So you're sending these to the smaller castles, but you want to make sure that everybody gets these marches out, right? You know, or everybody that's on, like, hey guys, time to knuckle up. You know, we need everybody on today. When can we get the most amount of people on to do this? Okay, so everybody's sending a little tiny march out to these even farms. If you want to, you know, if you've got 70 capacity for your alliance, bring in 30 farms, and then you have everybody in the alliance send out like 2 or 3 small marches to these little farms, right? And that's going to boost up their points, and it's going to boost up points for the entire alliance. And you got to make sure that people are going to the fort. You know, the more people you get in the fort, the more points everybody gets, the more, you know. Anyways, that's how you get the points for the alliance. That's, you know, maybe there's other ways to do it. You know, and if there is, somebody please put it in the comments below. Like I said, there's different strategies, but this is the best way to do it. If you're, you know, it depends. Do you want everybody to get rewards, or do you want to get rewards just for yourself? Right? So for me, like I said, the way I look at it, it's better off if everybody's growing, but it also depends with your, you know, on your alliance and where you guys are at, you know, and how you guys run your ship. Okay, so let's look at this. View all the rewards. This is individual ranking, and let's go to alliance ranking. Okay, I forget where this stuff's at now. Alliance points ranking. There we go. Alliance reward. Oh, alliance points ranking. Okay, so everybody's going to get 30,000, 30,000. That's everybody in the alliance that it doesn't get, you know. And you got to make sure no castles are burning, not a single one. You know what I mean? Make sure that, you know, a lot. What we generally suggest is destroying the alliance mine, so that any of those people that are offline are sent back home. And you do that. Let's say 15 minutes before the event. You know, because, you know, maybe their castle's quite far away. You want to make sure that their troops get back before the Red Guards get there. Okay, so I forgot to mention that, but there we are. So everybody's going to get these rewards. Everybody gets 500, right? If you've got 60 people in your alliance, that's God, let's see, 60. That's 18,000 gold right there. You know, no, shoot, sorry, 60. That's 30,000 gold. You know, compared to the 5,000 you get for one person. 5,000 gold's not a lot. You know what I mean? But 30,000 for the entire alliance, that adds up, and this is you get 2 of these red guards. Okay, so you get the alliance honor, all that stuff. Yeah, and the rank goes down, but getting this stuff for your entire alliance adds up, even though the rewards, in my opinion, are highly outdated. They just don't work for the bigger kingdoms, the older kingdoms, the bigger alliances. It's just maybe it doesn't matter as much, but it should matter for your smaller players. I honestly suggest not trying to shoot for first place for one individual person. Because for me, it's the entire alliance getting the points is, you're a team. I'm actually gonna quote RAU, another YouTuber who used to do YouTube videos. I know he works in the casino business, so he was doing it and then he stopped, right, for whatever reason. Maybe he just got overwhelmed with work, life, wife, whatever, right? So, but he said, don't create an alliance, create a family. And I truly believe in those words. Same with when when I run a business, if I have my own staff, my staff is like my family. You know what I mean? If they've got a real life problem, they can come to me. They can come to me and say, hey, this is what's going on. I'm like, all right, how can I work with you? You need some time off. Depending on the person, do they need an advance on their paycheck? Whatever the case may be. So, yeah, this is how you do it. I know this video is kind of long. A lot of people aren't going to stick through it. Some people will, but that's how you get the #1 ranking in the kingdom, and that's how you get the number, or the top ranking for your alliance. And the smaller alliances can do it, and you don't have to have the highest power in the kingdom to get the first place. You don't. The one thing to remember, I'm gonna put a link to this video at the very end, to the Beast tab, right? And this is where the points actually matter when you're hitting the fort. Okay, your Beast tab has to be set up properly. Let's go to now they're called threats. Sorry, it was Beasts before, so they've changed it up. Okay, so you're going to set this up and make sure that these are all activated, defense and attack. You can just do attack, and you're going to get more points, higher score, but no, really you need all these activated, and you're going to shoot up infantry defense I'm looking for. Okay, so there's cavalry attack and distance attack. Distance attack is going to have to be the highest. As high as you can get that one up, okay? Cavalry attack second, but #1, you need to make sure these parts are activated down here. And when I say the parts are activated, I'm going to go into, boom, let's go to the threats tab, right? Or the beast tab, as we used to call it. Yeah, so you want to make sure that all these green lights over here on the right hand side are lit up, right? Okay, and if they're not, then you need to, and mine aren't, obviously, because I don't have the beast tab set up, and I'm not going to reset it. I'm just talking about the theory of getting first place and how you get first place for yourself, how you get first place for your alliance. Okay, boom. Right, as you see, this is my regular attack tab here. And they're all lit up. They're all lit up green. And that green is good. Green is good. Puff, puff, pass. All right, so, boom. That's it. That's how you get first place for yourself, or for your family. This is your boy Jug out with Red Guard. A Red Guard video. A video that hopefully, I hope you guys will listen to not only the theory of getting first place, but also decide, what do you want to do? Do you want to get it for your alliance? Do you want to get it for yourself? This is your boy Jug out with another PvE Red Guard raid video. Peace.